Greetings. My name is Lakisha Edwards. I'm an English Language Fellow, and I'm happy to be part of your STEM Education Conference. I'd like to share with you a way to integrate STEM and English language learning objectives, particularly in planning lessons, which will give teachers a language goal to assess. Just a quick notice that photos or videos may be taken and your image may be used on social media for promoting the English language program. Outcomes of this brief presentation are that you will be able to identify the elements of a language objective and understand how language objectives can support science, technology, engineering, and math learning. You may have heard the debatable question, which comes first, the chicken or the egg? Well, in the case of teaching language and content, which should we teach first, language or content? What do you think about this statement? It basically says that language must be taught before content. Do you agree or disagree? Research shows that adding and explicitly teaching language objectives with the content helps language learners acquire new language, especially in STEM classrooms where all the students are learning new concepts and new terminology. Content objectives are based on the required curriculum. It's what we have to teach. Which part of the standard and which content skills will we plan for based on knowing this? When planning language objectives, think of which specific language skills the students can demonstrate to show that they have mastered the content. Here is an example of the curriculum standard, content objective, and language objective. Notice that the student will demonstrate he's able to distinguish between the three forms of matter by orally describing the characteristics of each to a partner. Here are some examples of verbs that you can use when writing objectives in lesson plans, and you can also explicitly display them for the students to see what they are learning. Language objectives should include content or academic language functions and skills necessary for students to be able to participate in discussions, writing assignments, or any other part of the lesson. How detailed should they be? You can always take a look at the list of verbs for content objectives, which are also language functions. These functions should be related to the topic. Choose the vocabulary that's essential for student participation and include strategies that help students have a deeper understanding. Here is an example using a science content standard. Students have to know the life cycle of different types of animals. So the specific content objective is that they must identify the life cycle stages of a chicken. The language objective has been written to show that students will be able to describe the stages of the life cycle orally and in writing of the chicken using sequence words. And you also see the list of essential vocabulary that shows the students have mastered the ability to describe the stages of the life cycle of the chicken. In this final example, which is a math language objective, you will see that the students need to be able to draw and identify lines of different shapes. The content objective specifically talks about triangles and angles. The language objective shows that they must be able to read descriptions of those shapes. So as you can see, the language objective shows how they will use the language in order to meet the content objective. Well, thank you so much for your time. I wish you all much success during your STEM Education Conference. Thank you.